The cold silence of space surrounded Captain James as he floated alone in the damaged spaceship. The stars outside were bright, but inside, everything was dark and broken. The ship's alarms were quiet now. The oxygen was running low. James's heart beat faster with every breath he took. He looked around the small cabin. Broken wires hung from the ceiling. The control panels were dead. No help was coming. Just hours ago, James was the proud captain of the Starfire, one of humanity's best spaceships. But now he was left to die. How did this happen? James remembered the moment his crew turned their backs on him. They had been on a mission to explore a new star system. Suddenly, an unknown ship attacked them. The Starfire was hit hard. The enemy's weapons damaged the engines and communication systems. James ordered his crew to prepare for battle, but fear spread quickly. Some crew members whispered behind his back. They said James was reckless, that he was a danger to all of them. Then, the unthinkable happened. The crew abandoned him. Instead of fighting together, they escaped in small pods, leaving James locked inside the broken ship. James tried to open the escape pods, but the system was offline. He banged on the controls, shouting for help. No one came. The stars outside seemed cold and endless. James felt a deep loneliness. Why? He whispered to himself. Why did they leave me here? He wanted to believe it was an accident, a mistake. But deep inside, he knew the truth. They had chosen to save themselves, even if it meant leaving their captain to die. James sat down, breathing slowly. He knew he had to stay calm. Panic would not save him. He checked his watch. The oxygen supply was enough for a few hours, maybe less. He had to find a way out before it ran out. Suddenly, the ship's damaged radio crackled. Static noises filled the cabin. James grabbed the radio and tried to send a message. "This is Captain James of the Starfire. I am stranded. Please respond. Anyone, please respond." Silence. The radio was dead. James's mind raced. Was anyone out there? Could anyone hear him? He closed his eyes and remembered Earth, his home planet, the blue skies, the green trees, the faces of his family and friends. Humanity never leaves its own, he whispered. That was the promise he had always believed in. But now, in the vast darkness of space, he was alone. Hours passed slowly. James checked the ship's small windows. In the distance, he saw nothing but stars and the dark emptiness. Just when he thought all hope was lost, his eyes caught something, a small blinking light far away. A signal. Was it a rescue ship? Or was it a trick, an enemy waiting to finish the job? James didn't know, but he had to try. He ran to the ship's manual control panel. Using his last strength, he sent a distress signal to the blinking light. "Help, please," he whispered. His heart beat faster. Minutes felt like hours. Suddenly, the signal returned. A response. A voice, faint but clear. "Captain James, this is the Phoenix. We've received your distress signal. Help is on the way." James felt a rush of hope, but he also knew the danger was not over. The Phoenix was a secret human warship, known only to a few. It was sent to protect humanity's most valuable members, those betrayed, abandoned, or in danger. But the Phoenix had enemies too. Alien forces watched every move of the human ships. They wanted to stop any rescue missions. They wanted to see humanity fall apart. James knew the Phoenix's arrival could bring a battle in space. He looked out again at the stars. The fight was just beginning. James took a deep breath. He had survived this long. He would not give up now. Humanity never forgets its own, he said quietly. And now, humanity was coming for him. The Phoenix was not like any other spaceship James had seen before. It moved silently through the dark space, glowing softly like a guardian in the night. Inside, the crew was ready, focused and determined to save a life that should never have been abandoned. James, still weak but hopeful, listened closely as the ship's captain spoke over the radio. "Captain James, you are safe now. We will reach you soon," said the calm voice. But James knew it was not just a simple rescue. The Phoenix's mission was special. It was part of a secret group of humans who never forgot those left behind. They moved quietly across the stars, searching for those in need. As the Phoenix closed the distance, James watched the stars blur past the window. He thought about his crew, the ones who left him alone. Were they scared? Did they regret what they did? He did not know, and the questions burned in his mind. The Phoenix was famous. It carried the best pilots and the smartest minds, but it was also a target. Some forces in space wanted to stop it, to stop humans from helping their own. Suddenly, alarms rang softly in the Phoenix. The captain's face grew serious. "Enemy ships are nearby," he said quietly. James felt his heart beat faster. This was more than a rescue mission. It was a test of strength and hope. The Phoenix's crew prepared to protect their precious cargo, their fellow human James. Outside, the stars seemed to hold their breath. Inside the Phoenix, the crew worked quickly and carefully. Every moment counted. James remembered the promise of humanity, that no one would be left behind, and now they were proving it. As the Phoenix came close, James saw the docking arms extend like gentle hands reaching out to him. The airlock opened, and the crew pulled him safely inside. James was not alone anymore, but the danger was not gone. He looked at the faces of his rescuers. Strong, kind, and ready to fight for what was right. James knew his story was far from over. He had been forgotten once, but now, he was part of something bigger, something powerful, a family that never forgets its own. And the stars were watching. The journey to truth and justice had just begun. James sat quietly in the small room aboard the Phoenix, the hum of the ship around him. His body was healing, but his mind was restless. Questions circled in his head like a storm. Why had his own crew left him behind? What was the real reason for their betrayal? The crew of the Phoenix moved with purpose, but James could feel a shadow hanging over everything. It was not just about saving one man. There was a deeper story, one of secrets and hidden dangers. One of the officers, a woman named Elena, came to talk to James. Her eyes were calm but serious. "James," she said softly, "what happened to you was not just an accident. There are forces at work that want to hide the truth. Your crew was caught between fear and orders from higher up." James frowned. "Orders? What orders? Why would they want me gone?" Elena looked away for a moment, then back. "There is a group on Earth who sees you as a threat. They wanted the mission to fail. They wanted you forgotten." James felt a chill. He had always believed in humanity's goodness, but now he saw a different side. Power, fear, and betrayal, but James was not ready to give up. "If they want to stop me, they will have to face more than just one man," he said quietly. Elena nodded. "That's why we are here. The Phoenix is part of a group that fights for those who cannot fight alone. We protect the truth and those who carry it." Suddenly, the ship's alert system beeped softly. Elena checked the screen. "We have an incoming message from Earth." James held his breath as the message played. Voice calm but filled with urgency, warned of dangers that stretched beyond space battles. It spoke of political games, secrets buried deep, and a warning. Trust no one easily. James realized his fight was not just to survive but to expose the truth. To show humanity's real strength, its loyalty and courage, even in the darkest times. As the Phoenix moved closer to a hidden base in space, James prepared himself. He knew he would need allies. He knew the road ahead was dangerous. But for the first time since he was left alone, he felt hope. The stars outside the window seemed brighter. Now, a new chapter was beginning. The Phoenix glided silently through space, its course set for the hidden base far beyond known star systems. Inside, James and his new allies prepared for the challenges ahead. James felt a mixture of hope and caution. He knew that the journey would not be easy. As the ship approached the base, the crew worked together, checking every system twice. The base was a secret haven for those who stood against the darkness growing within humanity's own ranks. It was a place where truth could survive. James met with the leaders of the base, people who had seen betrayal and hardship but still believed in hope. They welcomed James warmly, but their faces showed the weight of many battles fought in silence. James was told about the bigger picture. His betrayal was just one small part of a larger plan. Some powerful people wanted control over humanity's future, and they used fear and lies to keep their power. James listened carefully. He realized that to fight this, he would need more than courage. He would need strategy, friends, and proof to reveal the truth. A plan began to form. James and a small team were chosen to travel deep into unknown space to gather evidence against those hiding in the shadows. The mission was risky, but it was the only way. The night before the journey, James stood by the window looking out at the endless stars. He thought of the people waiting for him back home, the friends he had lost, and the promise he made to never give up. "Humanity never forgets," he whispered. The next day, the team prepared to leave. They boarded a smaller ship designed for speed and stealth. James looked at each face, brave and ready. As they moved away from the safety of the base, a quiet tension filled the air. No one spoke much, but everyone knew the dangers ahead. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected a strange signal, an unknown presence watching them from the dark. The crew tensed. What was out there? Friend or foe? James took a deep breath. "We move forward, together." The ship sped into the unknown, carrying hope and the weight of truth. The stars seemed to hold their breath. The real journey had begun. The small ship moved swiftly through the quiet darkness. James and his team were deep inside unknown space. Every star outside felt distant, and the silence inside was heavy with tension. James sat quietly, thinking about everything they had faced so far. They had left the safety of the hidden base to find the truth, to show the world what was really happening. But now, the real challenge was here. Suddenly, the ship's sensors beeped softly. Elena, the team's tech expert, leaned forward and studied the screen. "There's something ahead," she said, her voice steady but cautious. "A large energy field blocking our path." James looked at the glowing wall of light on the screen. It wasn't natural. Someone or something had put it there on purpose. "We have to get through," James said firmly. "The truth is waiting on the other side." The team prepared carefully. The ship moved slowly, trying to find a way through the glowing barrier. Inside the ship, the tension grew. The team talked quietly, sharing stories of why they were fighting. It was more than just a mission. It was about protecting what it means to be human. Hours passed. Finally, the ship broke through the energy field. The stars shone bright again. But what they saw next surprised them all. Before them was a massive space station, old but still active. It was hidden behind a field of stars, a secret place where the truth they sought might be kept. James felt a rush of hope. "This is it," he said. "We have found the key." The team docked the ship carefully. They moved inside the station, eyes wide with curiosity and caution. Inside, they found signs of life, messages left behind, records stored in computers, and clues about the secret, plans that had caused James' betrayal. Slowly, the pieces came together. They discovered a web of lies and fear, stretching from the highest places on Earth to the farthest stars. But there was more. The station held a message, a call for help from others who had been forgotten or silenced. James knew now this was not just his fight. It was a fight for all who had been left behind. As they prepared to send the evidence back to the hidden base, an unexpected sound filled the station. The team froze. A gentle but firm voice echoed through the halls. "Welcome, travelers. We have been waiting for you." James turned sharply. The story was no longer about betrayal or survival. It was about joining a bigger fight, a fight for truth, justice, and the future of humanity. The calm voice echoed through the quiet halls of the hidden space station, sending a chill through James and his team. They turned slowly, eyes searching for the source. No one was in sight, yet the feeling of being watched grew stronger. A soft light appeared ahead, revealing a figure standing in the shadows, a woman with kind eyes but a serious face. She stepped forward and spoke gently. "We are the Guardians," she said. "A group dedicated to protecting those who have been forgotten. Your fight has brought you here, and now you must join us." James looked around at his team. They were tired, but their eyes shone with determination. This was more than a mission now. It was a call to something greater. The woman explained that the secrets they uncovered were part of a larger struggle, a battle for humanity's future. Many had tried to hide the truth to keep power for themselves, but the Guardians worked to bring light to the darkness. James felt a deep sense of hope. For the first time, he understood that he was not alone. Humanity was stronger than any betrayal or fear. Together, they could face the challenges ahead. The Guardians offered James and his team a place among them, a chance to protect others, to make sure no one would ever be left behind again. James thought of his crew who had abandoned him, the loneliness he had felt drifting in space. But those memories were no longer chains holding him back. He stood tall and spoke with quiet strength. "Oh, except for humanity, for those left behind. We will stand together." The woman smiled. "Then your journey is just beginning." As James and the team prepared to leave the station, a message arrived from Earth. The world was waking up to the truth. People everywhere were beginning to question and hope for change. James looked out at the stars once more. The future was uncertain but full of promise. The sky was no longer empty or cold. It was alive with possibility. Humanity would never forget its own. And together, they would face whatever came next.